Simod Cup final has hit the big time. It's between two of the best teams in the land, Nottingham Forest and Everton. There's a sizable, good-humoured crowd on a very pleasant afternoon too here at Wembley. The occasion, though, has to be tinged with sadness, with both clubs so closely connected to those tragic events at Hillsborough. Let's just take a peep inside the Everton dressing room. Minutes to go to the kick-off, a quiet air of relaxation in there. Players going through those familiar last-minute rituals, leaving a few tickets for a couple of friends, perhaps. All good-humoured, all very laid back, in keeping with the jovial family-style atmosphere here. And Everton very conscious that they are representing Merseyside here at Wembley this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, the lads are in great nick, aren't they, at the moment? They're laughing and joking, so I mean, it's a good sign, really.
It's obviously been a tough couple of weeks for you all on Merseyside. How hard is it going to be for you to put all that out of your mind to go out and play?
I think once the match starts, I mean, that's it. You've got to try to start getting back to the roots of things and start playing football. I mean, that's what we're paid to do, and hopefully we can get on with the job.
Perhaps sum it up for us, Woody, these moments before you go out to play a cup final like this, sort of the feeling in the dressing room.
I think it's slightly more relaxed than the usual, actually, for some obscure reason. There's a nice family-ish kind of atmosphere out there today, but I think a few of the boys will be quite nervous anyway.
Colin, spell out your job, would you, in the last half an hour or so before the kick-off to a big match like this?
There won't be a great deal required, really. I mean, they're well motivated, they're ready for it, and they're in good spirits, and basically my job will just be to possibly calm them down a little bit and make sure they're nicely settled for it.
They all seem pretty settled and well relaxed at the moment, from my viewpoint anyway.
They'd be too relaxed, I don't know. No, they look all right, yeah. I mean, most of them have played here before, they know what's expected of them, and hopefully we'll produce it.
Well, don't forget, this could well be a rehearsal for the FA Cup final, and what a magnificent hat-trick that would be for Nottingham Forest. They've already won the Littlewoods Cup here, thanks to a couple of goals from the manager's son.
Yes, it's a tremendous day for us. The club hadn't won a trophy for a long time, and to get that first one under the belt was a big day for us.
How much is that going to help Forest here today?
It will get us best prepared for today, but saying that, Everton have been here quite a few times themselves, so I think they'll probably be teaching us a thing or two today.
And how important is the occasion for the club, Lee?
We want to win more trophies. The first one is always the hardest. We've got that under the belt now. We want to go on and win more.
And a lot of Forest fans seem to have made the trip here.
Yes, it's a lovely family atmosphere today. Everyone's enjoying themselves, and I think it'd be a great day for football.
Well, this is the fourth year of the Simod Cup. It's really an occasion that tends to sparkle, particularly on final day. But just for the record, let me tell you how Forest and Everton reached Wembley. One very special aspect of our coverage here today featured a new role for Ian St John. Ian is perched high next to the scoreboard, and with the help of some special electronic gadgetry, we're hoping that Ian will give us a special insight into some of the most important aspects of today's final. But now, with both teams already in the tunnel, let's join your match commentator, Martin Tyler.
The emergence of the two finalists from the Wembley tunnel never fails to capture the imagination. And though the players on both sides have all experienced it before, these are still moments to be treasured. And at the head of the Forest line is the manager, Brian Clough, just as he was 3 weeks ago for the Littlewoods Cup final. Colin Harvey brought Everton here right at the outset of his managerial career for the 1987 Charity Shield. And the good humour there between the two managers, very much in keeping with the prevailing mood here today. The two captains, Kevin Ratcliffe and Stuart Pearce. Well, he's in the blazer at the moment. I wonder whether he'll be changing into that famous green jersey just as likely, really, as that we'll see the number 9 shirt underneath that tracksuit top of Brian's son, Nigel. Both clubs so closely linked with the tragedy at Sheffield, and now a 1-minute silence in memory of the Hillsborough victims.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the Everton squad attended the memorial service in Liverpool yesterday before travelling down to their hotel in the south, stopping on the way to watch Aston Villa against Middlesbrough. It is the same team which beat Norwich City in the one completed FA Cup semi-final. Kevin Ratcliffe and Graham Sharp played in all 8 of Everton's matches at Wembley between 1984 and 1987. Pat Nevin was a winner here with Chelsea 3 years ago in this very competition. Tony Cottee, twice dropped recently, keeps the number 10 shirt at the expense of Wayne Clark, who's a substitute along with Stuart McCall. Forest bring back to Wembley the same 11 who lifted the Littlewoods Cup from Luton's grasp, 3 of whom, Stuart Pearce, Des Walker and Neil Webb, were out here in England colours last Wednesday. Steve Chettle joined on the bench this time by a fit-again Franz Carr. Well, the Simod Cup is still seeking an identity as far as spectators are concerned, but remember that Wembley finals elevated the League Cup when it was also slow off the mark back in the 60s. And it's quite a final this time, the 2 most successful cup sides in England this season. Forest have played 16 major cup ties, they're unbeaten, 44 goals scored, 2 finals already, of course, and the chance of a 3rd in the FA Cup. Everton also in 2 finals, and their only defeat in 15 cup ties came at Bradford in the Littlewoods Cup. Well, it's a proud afternoon for Alan Gunn, who was a linesman here for the FA Cup final between Everton and Liverpool. Everton kick off. All credit to the Wembley ground staff for repairing the pitch after Rugby League's big day here 24 hours ago. Everton very disappointed with their league showing this season, and a chance to mark the season in the cup competitions. Webb, pressed quickly by Bracewell, and Terry Wilson has been such a success in the back line for Forest, winning a very solid first tackle. Stephen, and it's Wilson in there again. Here's Dave Watson. Neil MacDonald at right back for Everton, and Stuart Pearce at left back for Forest, with a very athletic interception on a ground that he's knowing better and better now. Stephen, Webb thought he was fouled, but Alan Gunn thought otherwise. Sheedy. Well, Terry Wilson didn't perhaps show at his very best in the Littlewoods Cup final, but he started this match very effectively. Ratcliffe. Broken up by Webb. He got a lucky ricochet as well to find Hodge. And now Parker. Steve Hodge loves to get forward from midfield, and this is a typical run which Trevor Stephen was aware of. Stephen went with him. Pearce. This is Gary Parker, and Forest have a lot of players in the centre. Parker tries to deliver a cross, and it might reach Neil Webb here. Webb was just loitering around the penalty spot, and then as Parker went on a stride or two more, he moved off towards the far post from Parker's viewpoint. And that's where the cross was dropping. But Webb was marked closely by Ratcliffe and could do nothing with the header. Ratcliffe. Sharp had pulled away, trying to get between Pearce and Walker. Pass didn't drop exactly where he wanted. And off the back of Clough's head. Nevin. Nicely done by Walker to find Pearce. Clough dropping deep again, but Everton well aware of that, and they've got Cottee on a run through the centre here. It's Tony Cottee for Everton! Starting a match at Wembley for the first time, and it's only taken him 8 minutes to make his mark. He came here in 1980 as a West Ham supporter and stood behind the goal into which he's now scored a very important goal for Everton. Forest were caught square and were exposed by Cottee's pace and his determination to make an imprint on this final, particularly after being out of favour in recent matches. He was brought back for the FA Cup semi-final when there was some debate as to whether Tony Cottee would play or whether Wayne Clark would stay in the side. And although Tony Cottee, by his and Everton's own admission, hasn't truly fitted in after his £2 million move, his scoring record is still very good. That's his 17th of the season. And he thrives on goals.
Well, he certainly does that, Martin, and you can see the two Forest centre-backs have lost him. He's top left of your picture there, and when the ball is played through here, Des Walker, number 4, has too far to travel, and Cottee gets there first and knocks it in.
Clough linking up with Webb. Gainer to the right, Webb looks the opposite way for Parker. Now Webb, a strike is on. Neil Webb hasn't scored quite as many goals as he would like this season, although he did get one here, of course, against Luton. That's largely because he holds more of an anchoring role in midfield, with Hodge making the advance runs, but Webb was there in a position from which he could try the shot as Forrest looked for an equaliser. Sharp, it's Wilson staying with him. McDonald, Nevin. Good stuff again from Everton. And again, Pearce is the barrier. And it's an interesting pass as well. Almost gave Bandon Howe a chance of intercepting it, but Forest were able to take it on. Clough. Here's Laws. Webb. Ratcliffe is quick enough, but Webb did enough pressing to make Kevin Ratcliffe have the final touch and to give Forest a corner. Chapman, Parker! 1-1. And Gary Parker, whose first goal for Nottingham Forest was against Everton at the turn of the year, and really from that point on he's been collecting them with great regularity, and he was in the right spot, although it took a couple of deflections along the way to pull Nottingham Forest level here. Southall got to it but couldn't keep it out. So with 33 minutes gone, it's 1-1, and Nottingham Forest, as they did against Luton 3 weeks ago, coming from behind. Here's Chapman. A little hard on Everton, maybe. They were certainly in control. And they're looking to hit back again with Cotti. But what a success Gary Parker has been for Nottingham Forest. Signed from Hull City, not a regular at the outset, he really couldn't get a look in. But all those goals have come in 1989 from the left-hand side of midfield, which really isn't his natural slot.
Well, Everton's marking comes under question here. Kevin Radcliffe circled in the middle of the penalty area, and Pat Van den Houwe behind him are the two men to watch. You can see Radcliffe hasn't anybody to mark. Van den Houwe's got Clough in his sights, but when the ball comes to Parker, he has the time and the space to knock it in.
Off goes Sharp. Ball lifted over the right back, Brian Laws. Stephen. Fine ball by Bracewell to McDonald. Sharp wanting a deep cross, played to his strengths. The far post is definitely Graham Sharp's territory. And he would have appreciated the ball then from McDonald, which was delivered very crisply right into that area. Well, that attempted break by Everton ending with disappointment, just really as the half is overall, because Everton controlled the first half for half an hour. They augmented that period with a goal from Tony Cotti after 8 minutes, but Gary Parker poached one back for Nottingham Forest from Tommy Gaynor's corner, and that really tilted things back towards Brian Clough's men psychologically. Remember, they came from behind here 3 weeks ago against Luton in the Littlewoods Cup final, and they're looking to complete another comeback here in the second half. Everton will have their say about that, but at half-time at Wembley, it's Everton 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Welcome back to Wembley, 1-1 in the Simod Cup final. It's a Wembley, incidentally, without fences. They have been removed since England played here last Wednesday. The fans certainly respecting the reasons behind that decision. Ratcliffe. Glanced on by Cotti. There's no way back for Wilson, but there was a way forward. Brian Clough got a tremendous reception as he came out for the second half in more conventional gear from his point of view. Nevin, none the worse it seems from that bang from Hodges' tackle just before half-time. Well, possibly more damage inflicted by Wilson, who's going to be spoken to by a referee who's controlled the game with a good sympathy for the occasion. And Nevin bounced up and is ready to be involved again. Sheedy takes the free kick, Walker's up there. McDonald volleys it in. Cotty threw himself towards it. And if you touch those, they're as likely as not to fly in. And he was very close to contact then, Tony Cotty. It was something of a hit and hope by Neil MacDonald. But it was a sensitive ball, really, to the occasion. Just dipped away from Cotty's lunge. Well, Everton would have reflected at half-time on the things that they did well over the first half an hour. Colin Harvey's team pressed purposefully. And they looked in little danger, except, of course, to Forest's reputation, until that equaliser arrived. Sheedy prepared to go infield to collect the ball. Cotty and Sharp had made a run, each rather to the same position. Nevin, well won by Clough's challenge back. And here's Webb lengthening the stride. Parker, who got a yard inside McDonald but couldn't take the ball in his stride. McDonald recovered. (1-1), and if it stays that way after 90 minutes, we would have extra time. Sheedy. And Sharp, will he reach it? He will! Well, a very spectacular strike. Impassive, the Everton manager. But it's the same problem for Nottingham Forest. The ball looped in behind their back line and an Everton boot first to it. And the boot belonging to Sharp made superb contact. It flashed past Steve Sutton. And in the 5th minute of the second half, Everton have regained the lead. Here's Hodge. Will they hold that lead for long? Well, it's a corner. Sharp's missed a lot of the season through injury, remember. But he's still taken his tally to 11.
Well, once again, Martin, the Forest centre-backs are caught square. As you can see, it's a delightful ball from Sheedy, but that one pass splits both of them, and Graham Sharp goes through there to finish in excellent style.
Making Hodge turn, but he was equal to that, and Forest keeping possession but rather going across the pitch. Oh, and a mistake by Van den Hauwe. Clough, Forest might yet make something of it, and Sheedy's foul. And this time, if Nigel Clough had lost his temper, he regained it very quickly, and he might just have been saying that it was Sheedy's first foul. It was all because of Pat Van den Hauwe's mistake. And if Clough spoke in Sheedy's defence then, again, you can't praise Nigel Clough too highly. Gaynor. Parker. Here's Webb. Clough. It'll run for Wilson. Who was no more than half a chance. But Forest pressing now. Wilson's had to get back to cover the run here by Stephen. Well, Nottingham Forest in this situation have got to get extra players forward, and Terry Wilson was doing just that. as Clough was battling on. Wilson hit it quickly, but within the range of Southall to make the save. Webb. Pearce available again. And Parker outside him. 4 in red in the penalty area. But here's Pearce with one of his specialities. Ten goals from left back this season is a tremendous return. Only 1 penalty. Several free kicks from this sort of range. Well, Forest have to go hunting the ball. Everton keeping it successfully at the moment. Sheedy. Very encouraging for Everton for their return here on May the 20th. Whether it will be against Forest remains to be seen. Van den Hauwe. A corner for Colin Harvey's team. They're again showing that cup football is to their liking when they've been less successful in league matches. But they're not home yet in this one. They might be now, but somehow Walker is able to get the ball away, and Forest really can spring on here. This is Parker. Gaynor up with him, and Clough, but Parker's going all the way himself. It's a terrific goal! A wonderful run. A second ago, Everton were on the Forest line, but we know that Brian Clough's team is geared to counter-attack. But how often do you see a goal like that? Especially in a final. Well, Parker was considering 1 or 2 other options here until he realised that the goal was there for the taking if he went on, which he did, and threaded it under Southall. It's Everton 2, Nottingham Forest 2, Gary Parker 2. His 12th, surely his best, and certainly a thrilling goal for all the observers here, except of course the Everton fans who watched really in disbelief as that unfolded.
And this is where it all started from, and just look at the position of Gary Parker. He's inside his own box as he starts his run. But watch for the first time ball by Nigel Clough there. Absolutely perfect, and again it's the Forest counter-attacking style that catches Everton wide open.
And here's the man of the moment. They can't stop him. Gaynor! Well, it wouldn't have mattered had it crossed the line. The linesman had a flag raised. It must have been very, very close, but Parker picked a route through there, with Everton bewildered by his skills at the moment. Forest appealed, but it wouldn't have mattered even if the ball was clearly over, because the flag was up for offside. Gary Parker lost his way at Luton Town. He went to Hull City. Nottingham Forest have given him the chance to rebuild his career, and it's a chance he has taken in the most remarkable way, as he's taken the goals that have come his way because of Forest's style of football. There's no doubt that the Simod Cup does have a place in the football calendar, and this final reaffirming that. Particularly when our clubs are out of Europe. Colin Harvey has said it's given Everton's season a sense of purpose at times in difficult moments in the league. A little dink ball into Hodge from Webb. Parker! Well, David Pleat, who used to be his manager at Luton, will always tell you that Gary Parker has been a natural finisher from midfield. We've seen that today. But what was interesting in the build-up there was the pass into that little inside left channel by Webb to Hodge. That's causing Everton some problems. Colin Harvey will remember his FA Cup win as a player in '66. Everton won 3-2 that day against Sheffield Wednesday. Will they be able to make it 3-2 here? Cottee. He's got a free kick. Everton striving to regain the composure they showed in the early stages of each half. What's Sheedy got up his sleeve here? It's a shot, and it's a rasper. Well, it flew over the wall, and happily for Forest, flew over the bar. Cottee. Played through by Nevin. Cottee, who really likes to take shots early like that when he's on the run. It was fed into his stride. And it was an excellent effort and well held by Sutton, denying Cottee what surely at this stage would have been a winner. We're in the last minute. Of normal time, that is. Nevin. Stephen, that was. A brave block by Brian Laws, that twice in a matter of moments. He's saved Forest, and this is Chapman against Ratcliffe. But he couldn't do what Parker did. He aimed for the same corner. We go to extra time in the 1989 Simod Cup final, and listen to the applause in appreciation for the efforts and the skill shown over the 90 minutes. Graham Sharp, a second half scorer, to make it 2-1 to Everton before Gary Parker galloped away for an astonishing second equaliser for Forest. We'll take a short break and we'll be back for extra time after that. Welcome back to Wembley. The talks with the coaches are over. Extra time is about to get underway in the Simod Cup final. Brian Clough, incidentally, took no part in the discussion with his players. So 15 minutes each way, and if it's still level after that, we will have a Wembley penalty shootout. But here's Sheedy hesitating, and Laws able to find Gaynor. Played back to him by Webb. Got Chapman to the right, and he's free, and the pass didn't really invite him to go on at goal. Chapman's been a regular scorer in Forest Cup progress this season. Remember, he got 4 in the Littlewoods Cup quarter-final against Queen's Park Rangers. Oh, Bracewell has given it away to, of all people, Parker. Oh, and Webb. Now this is Stephen. Webb and Walker got in a tangle. Stephen. And Webb and Walker will be mightily relieved that Steve Sutton was able to pluck the ball out of the air. Maybe weariness a factor now. But Des Walker was able to recover for Forest. Although Stephen did hook it back across. Chapman. He can put Forest in front here, and he's done it. They lead for the first time in this final, 2 minutes into extra time. Southall came out, and Chapman, calm as you like, flipped it over him. Everton 2, Nottingham Forest 3. And in keeping with the way this final has gone, Forest score when Everton were threatening. Cotty. Bracewell. Here's Parker. Chapman is offside. But at the heart of the Forest third goal, Nigel Clough with a brilliant pass that opened up Everton for Lee Chapman. He hasn't featured on the score sheet as yet, but his influence is still playing. Nevin can't get there. This must bring back memories of his first final in this competition for Chelsea, when they beat Manchester City 5-4 back in 1986. Walker. That was Nevin. Bracewell. It's an awkward one for the goalkeeper. And he's got to reposition here. Sheedy will drive it back in. Dave Watson appeals for a penalty as the header bounced up. Doesn't get it. The header from Watson. It bounced up and hit Walker. The referee had to judge whether that was intentional or not, and he ruled that it wasn't. Cotty. Nevin slipped the pass in to Bracewell. Sheedy. And now Van den Houw, and it's Forrest's turn to backpedal. Nevin will keep it in play. It's a fine cross, Cotty! Everton are back in it again. Well retrieved by Nevin, delightfully delivered over Wilson, and Cotty placed the header to perfection. That little nudge on from Sheedy, wrong-footed Pearce for a moment, and he couldn't stop Nevin whipping the ball in. And Forrest couldn't stop Cotty beating Sutton. So on we go. Three minutes left in the first period of extra time. So Cottee now matching Parker with 2 goals in the game. Well, Everton fans haven't yet seen the very best of Tony Cottee, but 18 goals is a very useful return in his first season with them. Amazing, we've had a goal from each side in the first half of normal time, a goal from each side in the second half of normal time, and a goal from each side in the first half of extra time. That gives us a 3-3 scoreline. Stuart McCall comes on for Paul Bracewell. Fifteen minutes left. Will it go to penalties? Oh, McCall wanting to make an early contribution. Well, this competition, certainly in the finals, a real tradition now for goals. Look at that 5-4 in 86. The exception when Blackburn won it in 87, and Reading with that upset against Luton last season, 4-1. 3-3 here. And Sharp trying to change that. The cheers come from the Forest end. Franz Carr comes on for Tommy Gaynor. Pat on the back from Alan Hill. So Carr, who missed the Littlewoods Cup final with a hamstring injury, very popular with the Forest supporters. His teammates find him a bit unpredictable on the pitch, but maybe Everton won't be able to read his intentions. Stephen. Ratcliffe. There are 6 minutes left. Everton have led twice and then trailed 3-2. Wilson only scuffs it as far as Sheedy, and Sharp, and Sutton against the bar. My word. Steve Sutton looks skywards, and thanks some divine help perhaps, Sutton did very well to stop Sharp's shot or push it up onto the bar, and then as Cottee followed in, Sutton somehow stopped his momentum, and you thought he must carry the ball in, but he didn't. Chapman. Webb. And Carr is onside with a clear run at goal. Chapman! Does that mean the Simod Cup for Nottingham Forest? It should do. Two minutes left of extra time. And Chapman joins the list of 2-goal men in this match. Everton 3, Nottingham Forest 4. A rip-roaring final, and Everton have so little time to try and take it to penalties. Twice behind Nottingham Forest, 1-0 and 2-1, then a 3-2 lead that they had but lost. Carr, who delivered the ball and delivered the goal on a plate for Chapman. Parker! Oh! It could have been his hat-trick. We're in stoppage time, in extra time. And Nigel Clough sets off on a chase. Forest have won it. 2 goals from Chapman and 2 from Parker have secured the Simod Cup at the expense of Everton in a fabulous final. Brian Clough keeps his emotions under control as he did here 3 weeks ago. But the man who was so irritated by his 9 years without a trophy now has 2 to celebrate in 3 weeks. Everton have been gallant in defeat, but they have played a great part in a wonderful match. This, though, is becoming a very happy habit for Nottingham Forest. A kiss from the manager to the captain, and Brian Clough himself is leading them up the steps. Always the man to do it the different way, but no one will begrudge him his moment here. Is he going to get the trophy from Ted Croker? Well, it's a presentation, perhaps not just for today, but for all he's done for football and for Nottingham Forest. And I think that's a photograph that you'll see in the papers tomorrow and for a long time to come, the day the manager went up at Wembley. It's never a good place to be a loser, but a delightful touch by Trevor Stephen to go to the supporters, and particularly the younger fans. Nigel Clough with the look of a young man who can hardly believe the nature of the game he's just played in. And it will take some believing. But with the souvenirs of a special day, a Simod Cup day, Brian Clough will eventually make his exit. Gentlemen, many congratulations. That's 2 out of 3 for Forest. But Lee, I'm sure you'll be first that you'd want to say what a terrific game.
Yes, a marvellous spectacle for the people who turn up today and for everyone watching on TV. Very good game.
Gary, I think if you can switch around this way a little bit, Brian Clough has transformed 1 or 2 careers. Has he done the same for you?
That's right, yeah. I mean, not so long ago I was in the 2nd division, and now I play in 2 cup finals there. One today, we won both of them, and I scored 2 goals.
I think your 2nd goal you're going to remember for a very long time.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't think I was going to get there. You know, it was such a long run, I thought, sure, I didn't know I was that quick. Is that right, Chapman?
Never been that far before.
And Lee, a marvellous moment for you, because I think it was good this game was settled in extra time and not by penalty.
Yes, it would have been a shame to be settled by penalties, and a last-minute goal was very fair, really.
That's 2 out of 3. Can you boys do the treble, do you think?
It's very difficult, but we're going to try.
This has been an absolutely magnificent game here. Everton, of course, will be back in the FA Cup final. For Forest, that's 2 out of 3 of the outrageous treble they're attempting, and another cup for Mr. Brian Clough. From us all at Wembley, goodbye.
A bit of space in the cabinet, because now it's time to turn